I have to say a standout piece of the choreo in the entirety of the piece was the sand bit. I loved that choreography of Face kind of being stuck in the sand, and just the way his body worked in that was wonderful. I kind of got as a theme from the piece that the baby was his inner child more than anything, and how he was unsafe with it when he's unsafe with himself and doesn't know how to navigate his own life, so doesn't know how to navigate this baby who probably didn't grow up in the best of ways, which was him, which you kind of see with what I believe was his father. And when the baby cries, he's like, no, don't, um, because he's his own person, and so I saw a lot of that with protecting the baby but being unsure. I loved the analogy with the velvet shedding from the antlers, insofar as him kind of shedding his past with the baby, but also physically seeing it with the coat coming off. It's even the right colors and everything. So he's shedding his coat as the antlers are shedding. And then the two of them dancing in the field was really like, it was very, very cute. The baby dancing and then him dancing was a very sweet moment.
It's obviously very well designed and choreographed, and there's a really moody and sort of ethereal and spiritual feel about the entire piece. What I thought was interesting about it is that there seems to sort of be a dual theme of it appears that he's that the person that the child that he's with is his own child, but he's sort of handling the child in a way that you wouldn't normally handle a child that age, and it sort of, for me at least, sort of gives a reflection of an idea that that child is actually him, and it's not actually his son, and it's an idea about your inner child and taking care of your inner child and being in touch with your younger self. And I thought that the progression of the piece was sort of a reflection of this man trying to reconnect with a younger version of himself and treat it with more love and respect and care, and sort of looking back at how he was as a child, or how we all are as children, and sort of trying to refine that type of connection with the world and with the existence, with being alive, being present in the moment and expressing yourself. And I thought that dancing in particular was a good way to reflect these themes. So I ended up really enjoying this piece and thought that it worked on multiple levels that can really resonate if you're paying attention.
His performance is ominous when he spends time with the child, very dramatic, and the casting of the child was well done, so sweet. I thought the music soundtrack was very appropriate. Lots of childlike sounds, in amongst some heavy, dark tunes. I thought the different locations were excellent for the piece, notably the water's edge and the forest. The writing and pace of the piece were quite good. The lead character has obviously experienced some great loss regarding a child, and his interpretive dance is excellent.
The choreography, the focus of the camera on certain details, even just the sequence of visuals like the foxes and the deer, I thought was really cool. Altogether, it really heightens the emotions and the sense of loss and a slight sense of fear as well. Um, and I think it's a great contrast too between the two characters. Definitely a really great short film worth watching.
Favorite part was when they were eating apples in the back seat together. That was just adorable. I loved it. But the dancing was great, and I love it. The lead performer did a wonderful job. I love seeing dance when they take it out of the theater, and they're in the sand and the grass, and yeah, we're on even footing and having to adapt technique, and he did just such a great job. And seeing him in his everyday clothes, with his jacket, big trench coat on, doing his dance. It expresses something different than seeing somebody in a dance outfit in a theater. It's just a different thing. So yeah, really enjoyed it. Really loved the music. It was great. Lead performer was awesome. The child was wonderful. They worked really well with the child. Another favorite part was when they were in the field of deer, and the child is kind of dancing and the man's kind of imitating him a little. That was fun.
In Velvet, it this video felt short film style in the way it was shot. Uh, you have this modern break dance stylized movement and this darling little boy. And my thought process as he's picking this child up is this his child? I'm not sure. Um, and that feeling carried throughout. The movement also carried throughout. it felt like he was dancing in correlation to the things he was experiencing. So it mirrored the child in one moment, the child's joy, his movements mirrored the dead fox's experience of dying, and it seemed like he was experiencing the pain that the fox went through in his final days in movement. There was definitely moments I had anxiety, like when he had the kid in the front seat of the car. I was like, what is this? Where's this child's seat? But, there was the moment where he is with the man that's smoking cigarettes, and you can almost feel his movement is reflective of his depression or sadness. So I felt like they did a really great job of making the movement reflective of the experience.
I loved the cinematography throughout the entire piece, and the opening shot with him and the dance that he did on the beach was so incredibly cool. The actors did a great job, however. I mean, to have a child that age, working with a professional actor, they both did incredibly, incredibly well.